Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. It's the brother Chai and the Pash coming at you with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be entitled, We Are Nowhere Close to the Condition of Our Forefathers. And there's multiple reasons for that. The main reason is because wickedness has dominated the earth, and the earth has become weaker, and we have become weaker with it. And the scriptures go into that. I want to go here to Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra, the 5th chapter and the 51st verse. It says, He answered me and said, Ask a woman that bear children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, Wherefore are unto they whom thou hast now brought forth, like those that were before, but less of stature? And she shall answer thee, They that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. And the thing is, another thing too, these women are having children when their womb is failing. In the ancient world, women didn't start having children at 25, 27, 30 years old, 35 years old. That's when they were ending the time of having children. They were already mothers of multiple children by that time. Okay? They were having children, in their young teenage years. That's when they were having children in the ancient world. And that's how they have it in the Middle East. Okay? They weren't having it at 30 years old when geriatric pregnancy is there. See, this is a backward society. Esau's way is a backwards way. It's contrary to nature. It's contrary to the way the Most High set things up. And it said that they were less of stature, right? They were less in size, less in strength, less in also in glory. This is dealing with a woman, that has her firstborn, and then later on she has children in her later age when the womb faileth. But it's going to go into the fact of this is like the world. This represents the men that are on the earth, right? It says, and she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise, and the earth is failing. Let's remember that. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. See, we're less than in stature, we're less in size. So when these devils, and Esau will tell you the exact opposite. Esau will tell you that before people were pretty much midgets compared to how it is now. Basically, he's trying to make it seem as if man is evolving, man is getting better. But really, the truth is, man is regressing. They're regressing right now. They're not increasing, they're regressing. Okay? They're more sick. They're more weak. Well, you can even look at the testosterone levels. The testosterone levels of men back in, say, the 1800s was like 1,000. Now you have very low testosterone levels, man. 200, low levels, man. So, that's a lie. That's a lie. All right. It says, consider thou therefore also how that that there's something called that old man strength, because you got, and I always tell this story about, there was this one Jake, older man, and he was pretty much walking like he needed help to walk and all of that. But he was a mechanic and he had those strong hands. And I mean, he had to be upwards in his 80s or whatever the case may be. But I was trying to open something and then I gave it to another. I was trying to open something. And then another guy was trying to open something, which he was a little bit older than me. And he gave it to the older man. And he said, now he can do it because he has those strong mechanic hands. I'm looking at him like, this is an old man. How can he open this? It's an old man. If we can't open it, how can he open it? With one shot, he opened it and he scoffed at us. You know what I'm saying? But that's that old man, that's that old strength he has, that ancient type strength. Okay? Not ancient strength, but older than us, man. Like I said, he was in his 80s, man. So when he was growing up, the food was not as toxic. The food was not as toxic as it is now. It says, consider thou, therefore also, how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. And so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old, and have passed over the strength of youth. Yeah. So the earth, because the scriptures say the earth faileth and waxeth and fadeth away. The earth fadeth away. Hold on, let's get that. The earth is fading. Isaiah 24. Earth. I think it's Isaiah 24, if I'm not mistaken. Isaiah 24:4, maybe. Goodness gracious, see this nonsense. You type one thing, it brings you to another thing. Okay, 24:4. This is it. This is Isaiah 24:4. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, meaning what? It's failing. Okay, it's become weaker. The crops are not yielding its strength. Therefore, the men are not yielding their strength. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. And languish means to be weak, weak in the spirit. That's what's happening. Their spirit is not right because their body is not right, man. It says to be weak, to droop, to languish, to be exhausted. Okay? To be or grow feeble. That's what's happening. They're feeble now. The men and the women, they're very feeble compared to the forefathers and foremothers. All right? Even some brothers is eating raw smoothies and things like that. Your digestion is not even on a level right now, and I'm learning a lot about health. Your digestion may not even be on the level right now, more than likely to even digest these cold foods, these raw foods, because our digestion is so weak through the madness, the diet, the crazy diet, the insane diet that we've been eating in the West. Okay? And it's not just the West, even, the East and people just don't have that a lot of people don't have that ancient knowledge. Some people in the East have good digestion, right? But we're all messed up, man. We are messed up. I'm telling you, like a good portion, I say 80+% or more people and brothers in the truth have digestion problems, man. And they don't even really realize it because they've been living with it for so long. We are in a very weak state right now. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. That's why the Lord is going to have to what? Going to have to burn this place. Burn this place, starting with America, and restart. The earth is going to be regenerated. When you read Revelation 21, it tells you he's seen a new heaven. Let's read it. This is Revelations 21 and verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea." Okay, so there was a new heaven and a new earth. Does that mean the Lord is going to completely blow up this earth and then create a new earth? No, it's going to be the same earth, but it's going to be refreshed. The word is kainos in the Greek, which says new as respects form, recently made fresh, recent, unused, unworn, as a substance of a new kind, unprecedented, novel, uncommon, unheard of. So the earth is going to be made fresh. It's going to be, in other words, it's going to be like new. The earth is going to be like new, and it's going to flourish even more under the rulership of the sons of the Most High, under Yahweh Shai. Right? He said that he was set over it in due time, one that is profitable. The one that's going to be profitable to the earth, meaning that he's going to yield increase, is going to be Yahweh Shai and 144,000 under him. There's going to be increase in the earth. There's going to be increase in man's stature. Even the heathens are going to be much taller, much bigger, much stronger muscles, stronger tendons, a stronger spirit. Not languishing. That's not going to happen in our kingdom. Our kingdom is going to be the opposite of that. Right now, this world is waning. When we get into the kingdom, once the Israelites are in rulership and Esau is taken down, the earth is going to start to wax stronger. Okay? There's other examples, but let me get Genesis, the 6th chapter. This is Genesis 6. There's examples of how strong our forefathers were in the ancient world. This is Genesis 6 and 4. It says, "There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of men." Matter of fact, let's read from verse 1. And the title says, "The corruption of mankind." And we're at the final result of the corruption of mankind. It says, "And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the earth, on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, and they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose." Right, so the men of the sons of God were laying with the daughters of men, right? Even as they are now, which represents the other nations, the heathens. "And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years." Okay, so it went from the Adamites living hundreds and hundreds of years, 800, 900 years, to men, being only to 120 years. And then finally the Lord made it where about 80 years with strength. And that's in general. Okay? And it's less now, but you know what I'm saying? The Lord was basically bringing it down. Okay? He was bringing it down. Okay? Why? Because the earth was waxing weak. So the Lord caused man to wax weak. Okay? It said, there were giants in the earth in those days. And that's the thing too. The Most High, his spirit was closer to man, right? Was closer to man, closer to the sons of God than it is to the Israelite now. Okay? He was dealing with them more directly. Right? Their spiritual portals were in their minds were open more. They weren't all messed up how we are now, man. This is degeneracy. It says there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men. And these are not speaking about actual giants. like the Attack of the Titans movie. It's not series. It's not speaking about that. Okay, it's speaking about Israelite son. Well, at that time they were known as sons of God, who were renowned. Who had a rank, and I'm going to show you that. All right, it says the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. And the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Okay, renown means they had reputation. All right, you see the Hebrew word is napayel. Okay, and it says, and they got all kind of doctrines with this Nephilim word. The Nephilim are here and they're secret, they're ruling. They got all kind of madness that these people teach, man. This is why you need to listen to the prophets. It says the giants, the Nephilim, properly a feller, a bully, a tyrant, a giant, someone who was dominant. Okay, represents somebody who was dominant. Okay, that's how Jake dominates sports. Well, we dominated on an even higher level back then. The etymology of the word is uncertain. Some have which cast render great, large body, but this is incorrect. It's not, see, large body meaning in actual size. This is not what it's speaking about. Although we were bigger back then, this is not what it was speaking about. All men were bigger. But this is specifically speaking about the sons of God. It says, render great, large in body. But this is incorrect, for it means excellent, noble, skillful. Okay? You understand? Let me read that again. Great, large in body, but this is incorrect. It's not speaking about that. For it means excellent, noble, skillful. Okay, and don't be surprised a lot of Israelite groups teaching that, there was actual giants running around, picking up people with their two fingers, because these guys are, these guys don't have the spirit, man. Okay, so these were speaking of our forefathers. They were excellent. They were skillful. They were, they could take out tens of thousands of men by themselves with swords, up close combat, not with a sniper rifle, with up close combat like real men. They were doing that. Okay? There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the earth there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were old men of renown. Right. And notice it didn't say the daughters of God slept with the men of the heathen nations, and they begot men of renown. No, because when a woman sleeps with another nation, the child is of another nation. That's not an Israelite child anymore. That's another nation. Okay. When the sons of God, when we sleep with any woman of any nation, these are Israelites. So we can sleep with any woman of any nation. Right? It says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness, and ain't nobody more wicked than Eve. Okay? Ain't nobody more wicked on the earth than Eve. So I don't know what these camps is talking about. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented Yahweh that he had made man. Well, this is going into something else, I kind of just wanted to, but there's no point in me finishing because it's going into something completely different. Why he brought the flood in. All right. So the point of the matter is that men were of great skill. They were excellent. They were mighty. They were a whole nother nature, and they were taller and they were bigger. But that's not, when it says giants, that's not what it's speaking about, though. Okay, this is 2 Samuel's 22. And I know the brother has a scripture here. Shalom to you, Akim, on the comment boards. It says, Shalom, brother, quiet. It says, Psalms 82:5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand? They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Absolutely. The foundations of the earth are out of course. And this is why the earth is cursed. Okay, this is why the earth is cursed. Right? It says, this is 2 Samuel 22 and 30. And it reads, this was a prayer that King David made after the Heavenly Father delivered him, or rather a psalm that he created after the Heavenly Father delivered him out of the hand of Saul and the hand of his enemies. This is 2 Samuel 22 and 29. For thou art my lamp, O Yahweh, and Yahweh will lighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my power, meaning my God, have I leaped over a wall. As for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of Yahweh is tried. He is a buckler to all that trust, all them that trust in him. So he ran through a troop. He ran through a whole lot of people, that were trying to kill him. He ran through them and killed them all. That's what it's speaking about. How many men could do that today? I don't care who it is. That's why I have the image of a modern day athlete. He's not on any level of the lowest warrior back in the ancient world, man. The mighty men of David, when you read about the things they did killing 800 men at one time. This is not what you would consider in today's day human. Because they were on a whole nother level. And the heathen weren't on our level. Don't think the heathen were on that level. No, the heathen were not on our level. The heathen weren't doing those things. Because these were the sons of the Most High. We have fallen very far from the strength and the power of our forefathers. As for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of Yahweh is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him. For whom is the Most High, save Yahweh? And who is a rock, save our power? The Most High is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. Now, a place like hinds' feet, hinds, let's look up hinds, because hinds are very quick, number one. And I believe are those the ones that climb the mountains? Doe, deer. Right, there's certain deer. The Hebrew word is ayala. There's certain deer that actually climb mountains. Okay? But okay, a deer. You know, a deer's feet, a deer is swift. A deer is quick. Right? Is it? I think it's deer that climb the mountains. Let me take a look at that right now. Maybe goats, deer, hinds, climb mountains. It may not be hinds. It may be goats or something like that. There's particular animals that hinds feet for high places. Okay, yeah. See. Hinds feet for so it shows you. It said deer, but in the definition, but this is showing like these are particular goats that are doing that. Are the goats? The goats are the hinds. Okay, well let's look at what is a hind. Hind's definition. Hind's definition. Animal. Let's see, hind's animal. Definition. Okay, it says a hind is a female deer, especially a red deer. Cervus elephas. It can also refer to the female deer species, but is commonly associated. Oh goodness. It's commonly associated with the red deer. Here's more detailed explanations. Deer species, the term hind. is used specifically to identify the female deer species. Red deer. It is mostly frequently used for the female deer. Okay, so speaking about a deer, as it said in the blue letter, a hind. All right. Okay. Which they're quick. You know, they're super quick. They're super agile. You know. The hind is a female deer who home is the mouth. But this is not a deer. Isn't this a goat? Isn't this a goat? He will keep you. Oh boy. But yeah, I thought this was a goat. All right. Anyways, let's go to I don't know what the hell was happening there, bro. Anyways, Salakia. So that was some madness. That's why, yeah, I got to start getting back on the computer, man. Because these phones, man, a lot of weird stuff happens. Anyway, it says he that So yeah, so speaking about a deer, okay, a deer. So you know, his feet. He wasn't moving like a regular human. In other words, he was super swift. You know, he was able to climb. It says he teacheth my hands. But it's you know, he was able to get up upon high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. That's not a regular man. And regular men can't do that. Okay. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Right. So yeah, regular, and the Lord was teaching. Lord, you know, don't think King David and them weren't practicing warfare. They're practicing warfare. They're practicing martial arts. Okay, martial arts. The word martial means war, the art of war. They were practicing these things, and the Lord was teaching them techniques and the best ways, and also strengthening them. You know, and teaching them how to strengthen themselves, and all these things they had to learn, man. All right, but you know, through Esau's miseducation, you don't learn these things. You know, you don't even learn to turn to the Most High for knowledge. You know. So, anyways, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect, and I'll give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.